Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 81. Still here at the Spartan Race World Championships in Vermont. I wanted to kind of back up, kind of put the brakes on from yesterday and take a couple steps back because I talked about kinesiology tape and I specifically talked about Rocktape, but I didn't actually tell you anything about it, and I was kind of pissed off at myself about that. So we're going to back up, we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to first say, well, what the heck is Rocktape? And in the words of Greg, the CEO of Rocktape, he says it's elastic therapeutic tape. Basically, it's a kinesiology tape, and kinesiology tape, if you look at it, the properties of it, okay, it has a vinyl or a fabric side, and it has a back side with a backing, and if you pull that backing off, there's a sticky side to it, right? Now, so what does that mean? How does it help you? Well, it helps you in three major ways, okay? The first one is it increases the circulation. It's a decompressive tape rather than a compressive tape, meaning it helps separate the layers of skin and it increases the circulation between that. Now, whenever you can increase blood to an area, you're gonna have positive effects on a bunch of things, right? Increased nutrients in, right, means better recovery. And that same thing with increased waste out, okay? At the same time, you're also gonna get, hold down that thing right there, you're also gonna get increased oxygenation, right? So better muscle endurance, all right? Besides that, how else does it help? It helps by giving a soft barrier support. This is different than the firm barrier that white athletic tape would most likely give you. It's an abrupt stop versus a dynamic hold or a soft barrier. You're still able to move into those motions, right? But it kind of like slowly, as you can see, it stretches and it slowly will kind of get to that end field versus an abrupt stop of a strapping tape. The last way that it helps you is it reduces the pain. And not to get too scientific here, but the way it works is that our bodies are wired that pain and proprioception go down the same pathway. So here's what happens. If we can facilitate or constantly give the body proprioception, we will clog up that pathway, that same roadway, so to speak, and kind of not allow that pain or that perception of pain to get to the brain. Helps kind of like reduce the amount of pain sensation that you feel. Here's a quick down-to-earth example. If I was to smash your hand with a hammer, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to shake it like this because you have no idea. You're of course going to scream obscenities at the same time, but you shake it because that naturally, we have this inherent response that makes you feel better, right? So that being said, how do we apply it? We're going to show you the simplest back application, okay? And I do this because it's the simplest way to apply kinesiology tape. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to rip the last end off, just like that, right? And we're going to peel this piece of tape off. We have Anna. How do I say your last name? Grandsons. I'm obviously not from Mexico, but she's an awesome person, and she's actually one of the winners of the winner,
death
right?
Race.
The winner of the death race. This race is like awesome. It's an undisclosed amount of time, an undisclosed amount of length. You basically do all these crazy things.
Mine was back in Mexico, 24
Back
hours.
in Mexico, it took 24 hours to do it. I mean, I could never do that, but lots of mental integrity there. Either way, we're going to choose awesome enough to step in and allow us to apply it with her. So if you could, come on back to the side. What we have her do is we have her just kind of bend over. We want to stretch the tissue, right? I'm going to just bring it down just a little bit to where we can get to the bottom of her back here. So we already pulled the last inch of the tape off. This is going to go on just like laid down to her skin. The next thing that we're going to do is called paper off tension. And what that means is the tension at which I pull the tape off is the tension at which is going to be on the back itself. Do one more to each side of the back. And again, I'm just going to use the amount of tension that the paper rolls off to apply the tape. The final one is a decompressive strip of the lower back. What I do there is I rip the middle of the tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an amount of pull, right? About 75%. This is 0, this is 75%. And I'm just going to apply it right across the low back like such. And then once I do that, we're just going to do paper off tension on the tails. You never want to do any stretch at the ends because then you're going to get some pulling up on the skin on the sides and you get some blisters and whatnot. That wouldn't be great, right? So again, just to recap, Anna was so great for us. She allowed us to tape her back. Rocktape, what it does is kinesiology tape, right? It's an elastic therapeutic tape that reduces pain, right? It gives you a soft barrier of resistance and increases circulation, which will help you recover and kind of also reduce the amount of muscle fatigue that happens.
Thank you.
Awesome. Guys, until tomorrow, we're optimizing function to optimize performance.